Some fixtures are just a little bit too tasty to stay away from, and Burnley versus Blackburn is the best match of the weekend, and on the James Lawrence Allcott channel, we will not let it go by without giving it a nice, tasty preview that it deserves. It's why you need to watch Burnley versus Blackburn today. So take your mind for a second, take a deep breath and take your mind away from the Premier League for just a moment, because
this is not just
any East Lancashire derby.
This is M&S.
East Lancashire derby. No, it's not. It's just an East Lancashire derby. But it's a really important one because Burnley and Blackburn Rovers are first and second in the Championship and haven't met in the league for 6 years. 6 years. Add to that the revolution of Burnley with Vincent Kompany and the Blackburn team flourishing under their new manager, John Dahl Tomasson. Yes, that John Dahl Tomasson. And here's why you should be focusing on Burnley versus Blackburn this weekend. So let's talk about form. Until last week, Burnley were on an unbeaten run of 16 matches in the Championship. It's fair to say these players have adapted really well to Kompany's ideology. They've bought in, especially their quality on the ball, which has led to them scoring 37 goals in 20 league matches. However, last week, Sheffield United were able to stop that run by beating them 5-2. And after the match, Kompany actually said that maybe we needed this defeat. I mean, come on. No one needs a defeat, but I get what he's at, and he is intimidating, and I'd love to interview him, so I'm just going to keep talking now. That possibly suggested that Burnley were almost too comfortable in the form that they were building and the control that they had in football matches. The Championship, I'm telling you, can be an absolute roller coaster. So this match was a reminder that they couldn't coast to promotion so easily. Blackburn have 6 wins in 7, but lost 1-0 in their last away game at Coventry City, a resurgent Coventry City. These are two teams that are playing well, which the league table reflects, but lately there have been a couple of slip-ups by both, which again leads us to possibly a very entertaining game of football. Expected goals. Interestingly, Burnley and Blackburn have a big difference when it comes to XG this season. Burnley have 26.5, which is the third highest in the league. Only Sheffield United and Norwich City have more. On the other hand, Blackburn have 18.5, which puts them 21st in the league. There is similarity when it comes to these teams outperforming their expected goals. Burnley have 10.5 goals extra than their XG this season. Blackburn have 5.5, which puts them first and second in the rankings. So let's talk about that Burnley style that Vincent Kompany has created here and what you can expect when you watch this game. The return of Josh Brownhill in the midfield after his suspension against Sheffield United could be vital in terms of being the difference that they need, because Burnley's midfield is where they really shine as a team, especially in this match where we can expect to see Cullen, Cork and Brownhill together as a trio. When these three start together, Brownhill becomes the attacking midfielder, and he's been incredibly effective in this position for Burnley this season. For Burnley, Brownhill has the most passes into the penalty area, 24, the most key passes, 35, the most touches in the attacking third with 570. That's a lot. And the most touches in the attacking penalty area. Whenever we see this midfield three play together, there are very specific roles for each player, and their average positions are almost identical in these three examples. You've got Cork, who is the deepest midfielder, with Cullen pushing into wide areas on the left, and Brownhill high on the right. What Kompany has drilled into these players is a very good understanding of what they need to do on the pitch and where they need to be to execute his overall tactical plan. As Cullen moves to the left of midfield, this allows Ian Maatsen, that Ian Maatsen from Chelsea, he's on loan at Burnley this season, to push really, really high. He's so important for Burnley and he heavily contributes to their attacking play. Maatsen is an incredible player. He possesses great pace and the technical ability to make a difference in the attacking third. So what about Blackburn? How do Blackburn deal with his mobility and positioning? It's going to be very, very interesting to see what they do. But what do we expect from Blackburn? I expect Blackburn to man, mark and press. The way Tomasson sets up his Blackburn team is really, really intriguing, as he chooses a formation based on the opposition, which allows them to man mark. If their opponent plays a back three, then Blackburn play a back three. Or if they have a back four, then Blackburn do the same. They match up the opposition so that they can man mark. However, what doesn't change from game to game is the intensity. The manager has implemented a super aggressive style out of possession. Each player gets close to their man in an attempt to win the ball quickly, and this has led to Blackburn winning 219 tackles, which is the most in the Championship. Taking into consideration where Burnley are most dangerous, with Maatsen on the left and how Blackburn defend, I can see Lewis Travis being their key player. So far this season, he's won the most tackles for Blackburn with 34. But although he predominantly plays in midfield, having him at right back where he's occasionally been this season could be more beneficial. With the threat of Maatsen, I don't think that they can have Callum Britton, as he's attacking minded a bit too much so, and it could open space for Maatsen to move into. Therefore, having the aggression of Travis into Maatsen and Cullen will stop Burnley progressing into the attacking third so easily. Let's talk about on the ball when it comes to Blackburn, because they're really quick in getting the ball forward, and they've been able to do this through the passing quality that they have in midfield. You've got Tyler Morton, who is able to provide the direct pass from midfield into the forwards and is often in the build-up to any chances created by Blackburn. Those forward passes from midfield typically find their way to Brereton Diaz, the star man for Blackburn, who is having another great goal-scoring season. It wasn't a fluke last year. He's carrying on in the same vein with 9 goals scored so far, and although he starts on the left, he regularly cuts inside to get into central areas where he can link up with the striker to create space and to take a shot at goal. In fact, Blackburn have the highest average for shots taken on the left-hand side of the pitch with 29%. They only average 12% on the right, so for the opposition, it's easy to see where Blackburn want to attack. But the quality of Brereton Diaz is the difference in the box. So what's the key battle? Well, in a rivalry, there are going to be loads of battles all over the pitch, but the tactical battles are going to be so fascinating with two unique teams, which you often see in the Championship. Another one to watch will be Blackburn's left-back Harry Pickering against Manuel Benson, as the Burnley forward is in top form at the moment. He's got 5 goals and 2 assists in his last 5 games, and they're seriously worth watching as well. So many of his contributions involve his fabulous dribbling ability, which allowed him to play a cute outside of the boot cross for an assist against Reading recently, and it also got him a sweet strike against Rotherham recently as well. Pickering has a serious task on his hands to keep him quiet. So here's my prediction, 2-1, a spicy 2-1 in this East Lancashire derby. I think Burnley will get that 2-1. I think they'll just have a little bit too much quality on the ball, but I might be wrong, because in a derby, that hectic nature of Blackburn, oh, it's making me wonder already. Maybe I'm drifting to a draw. Yes, I've gone there. 1-1 draw for me, but I think it's going to be an absolute belter. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. We've got the World Cup coming, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll be putting out previews and a million other things as well. So make sure you've got the notification bell on as well. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Goodbye.